First of all, why a DevOps? Why I need to learn this DevOps course? First question, and you are also attending this meeting and you're listening something, right? Because few people are not having an idea. As in, I teach regularly. So I teach many batches. I teach many big institutes also itself in Hyderabad. I teach in other institutes also like Edureka, Intellipart and other as well. So many people is having a question that why I need to learn the DevOps, and few people are having an in their mind that someone is suggested, a friend is suggested, a relative is suggested, or a brother is suggested, or a senior is suggested from your college, or a colleague is suggested. But why exactly? What do you know about the DevOps? That is the matters first. People will suggest, but without knowing yourself, whatever you learn, it is not makes sense. So I'm going to clear this doubt first. Let's talk about the IT industry. Take it as an example, one any product. Take a Colgate or a Santur soap or any product. How this product is going to ready? First question. So this product, to make this product, we need some raw material, right? Raw material is something, it's from the trees or it's from the crude oil, from the oceans. We'll take different raw materials, and what we do next, we're going to do some processing, some machinery processing, right? So we'll take to the factories and we'll do some process in the factory like heating and cooling and melting, and after this all process it is going to ready a final product. To understand this process, I'll go to the Google and I'll search. You see this diagram. See this diagram. First of all, the raw material will collected here, and there will be some process, and then after another process, extracting, heating, cooling. The first thing first they'll do is extracting, and then some material they will extract, and that process going to be a cooling process, and then that process going to be some drying process, then after soaping process, then after a product process which is a test process, and finally it is going to package and it will deliver. Okay, so this is a product first from the raw material to the final product. So the final product, it's our shop and shopping malls. We are going there and we are buying this soap, right? Bath soap or any other soap. So let's take it as a product as an example. So here soap is a product for us and it is a business. And final one, it is available in the shops. And the first one is a raw material. And in between, this is an idea. This is a process of the product. So here, same like that, our software industry also working. Now this one also I'm calling soap manufacturing industry. The soap manufacturing industry only we're calling, where it is happen in the a factory. So a company is taking a land and then building a shed, and in it is uh, established few machines. With that machines, the soap is manufacturing. Same way, our software industry also works. There's no difference. The first industry started, the physical industries only, then the software industries came. That's why we call industry again, software industry. In the raw material phase, you can take a programming code that you have an idea. like soap. Now in the place of soap, you can assume a application. What application? This application, a Netflix application. This application can be your educational institute application. This application can be your uh, Zepto or Swiggy, Zomato food delivery application. This application can be anything. You have a good idea that you want to start a business, right? So this application is a product. And how do you going to create this application? First, you need a raw material for this also. Yes, this is my goal now. This application, I need a raw material. So what is the raw material? Code. Code. So I have to decide which code, which raw material I need to take to make this application. Make the a paper, we know which raw material we need to take. To make this soap, we know which raw material we have to take. So like this, depends on the product, we know the which raw material we have to take to extract. Same way, I'll select the programming language. So I can take multiple programming language. I have to choose for the efficient programming language which is easier for me to develop and process my application. So later I need to plan my application. The design. Do you want to plan your soap in a square or a circle, or in which way you want to plan? So this next is a plan. After you have a code, then you have to go with the plan. Later you have to build it, like you're extracting a material from the raw material, right? You have to build, compile the code, compile, extract, and validate, verify the package. You have to compile the code. So then after, you have to test the code. That means after your material got extracted, you need to test, is it product is going to ready or not with this material. So that's the first testing you're going to perform on it. So here I'll say it as test phase. Then after, it is going to deploy into the mission, like after material got extracted and you tried to make a product into a shape. Yes, the product got okay in somewhat good position, that you want to deploy and you want to do a test trial. So that is nothing but release. Sorry, deploy into where? In your own space. Own space means in your factory space only. You're asking your employee to use it. For example, after your soap is ready, you're asking your own employee to use it, how it is. Or you're distributing your own company to your employees. That tell me the feedback, like this. Same way, we are going to deploy into our own space. So those own space we call it as dev, dev environment and user acceptance environment, staging environment, staging environment. So like this, there are different environments we are going to deploy here. So after a successful test, we are going to release into a production. So this is nothing but our product is ready and we are happy to market to the shops. So this is the final application. The final application, it is on the Google right now or in the Play Store. Then all the users can able to applicate. You can assume same way like how the soap manufacturing process is going on, how the application process, same, similar, everything is same, no difference from the starting to ending. The whole process I'm going to call it as software development lifecycle, SDLC, software development lifecycle. Now, so there is a one more loop. After your application got deployed and now you're currently using, downloaded from the Play Store, currently using, and there was some issue, and how company is going to rectify and solve this issue to the users. There will be an active monitoring team we call application support. Call application support team. From this team is going to monitor everything, the live application, what's happening. They'll do some regular checks. They do some regular audits on the application. They'll listen to the customer queries. Sometimes an incident happen or any issue is created or bug is created that's need to be in hot fix. So this kind of things are the first known persons are application support engineer. So they are going to handle this one and they will forward to the respected team. First, when a user is there, for example, you are a user, you are using Netflix application. You're using a Netflix or PhonePe application, and all of a sudden, the transaction got failed. Transaction got failed. What you will do? You will immediately raise a ticket. Where the application team only you will raise the ticket. So this application team will validate. They have few things. There are two things. This application team can solve your issue immediately because there might be a technical glitches that payment gateway is not working properly, or inside the phone pay application only there should be some settings, that is functional settings. So with the testings also it is going to be done, or there might be a third party applications issue. So this application team will reach out to them and they will ask them for the resolution. If not, it is an application issue only, the own application issue, then this application team will forward this ticket to the development team who are sitting here, or sitting here, developers. When the developers come into the picture, they will solve this and they will again release a bug, the same procedure. Same procedure they will release again into a production. So that time you will get a new update in the Play Store that update your application. Every 15 days you will get this. So for example, right now you're using an application v1.1.1. When you get an update v1.1.1, and there will be release notes also, you can read that why you have to upgrade or update your application. Developers clearly mentions that because of security enhance we are releasing this update, or because of UI changes we are releasing this update, or because of something we are releasing this update. Like this, they'll write a clear notes whenever you are updating your Android system also, whenever you are updating your application also. So make a habit to read the release notes or a description while you're updating in the Play Store. They clearly write and the version is going to change automatically. So here, hard fix, bug fix, major, minor as there. So we're going to learn in deeper. This is a process. This is a DevOps. The application from the code phase to the final production phase in an automated way. Previously, are we not doing this? After DevOps only we are doing this. Previously also we are doing this. But there are there are challenges. We have waterfall method, we have agile method, and now we have DevOps method. DevOps is not a technology, completely a methodology. What happened in previous time? Code is okay, planning phase okay, compile phase okay, test phase okay. But after test phase, the test got failed, for example. Then the same code we cannot reuse it. We have to again plan from the code phase. That is waterfall method. Same like your steps. So there is a step. If you pour the water here, the water will go in the downstream only. If you break this water flow here, does this water go up again? No. Same way here also, waterfall method. After planning, code, test, compile and test, and it got failed in the compiling, cannot reuse this code. cannot modify this code. That is the waterfall method. 2000, like 1919, 1997, 2001, that time we have a waterfall method. And later agile methodology came. So agile methodology is a good revolution in the software industry. How the agile methodology is, the code phase is done, planning phase is done, compile phase is done, and test phase is done. After compile phase, you can do an iterative processes. An iterative process, like, means you can take a piece of code and you can do your testing and everything, deploy, and you can take another piece of code, you can do testing and everything, and you can take another piece of code and you can do testing and everything. Then finally, combining all this, you can deploy into production. That is agile method in an iterative process. And in the agile method, a lot of manual resources are needed. Employees needed for the manual work and approvals needed because we are going to deploy into the manually. That is agile process. Now agile process little bit automated. Now every company is dependent on agile process of software development. Every company is dependent on agile process only, but they are using the DevOps method. The process at this project tracking having agile methodology, but at deployment and application automation they are using DevOps method. Okay, so this is agile method. Now how the DevOps is going to be continuous. To done code, plan, compile, test, deploy without a manual approval or without a manual intervention. You can directly do a deployment into the production. That is DevOps. In a software development lifecycle, in a short period. Today, a developer done some feature, then today itself I can release into the. But in agile process, not like that. You have to take some time. Sprint time, a 2 days time, 3 days time. To follow the process, it will take a lot of time. But in DevOps, not like that. Today you found something fix, then you can go for the production directly. That is a continuous deployment and delivery we call. And this is a method where this method is going on. Where this method is going on. So this method I'm building on AWS cloud. Building on AWS cloud. Complete method. AWS cloud or Azure cloud, you can take anything. Or GCP. When you're building this method on the AWS and Azure and GCP cloud, the AWS is nothing but your factory, your land, the land and factory, a shed. Okay. Your application is the product. And compile, test, deploy, this is there, right? This is the process. We need to do this process, compile code process, test process, deploy process, plan process. We have to do this process. So to do an extraction process, we need a separate mission. To do cooling, we need a separate mission. To do heating, we need separate mission. Same way, to do any process, we need a mission, right? Same way in the software industry, to do any process, we need a tool. So here, I call it as build tools like NPM, MS Build, Maven. These are tools. To do test, we need tools like Selenium, Playwright, like this. We need these tools. Okay. To deploy, we need a tools again like OpenShift, Tomcat, Docker, Kubernetes. Like this, we have deployment tool. Every process that what you do in the physical industry with the machinery, replace the machinery with the tools. Process is same, product is same, and the factory you can replace with the AWS cloud. Okay? Or your own data center. Your own data center. And why this DevOps boom in the market? First thing, why companies are paying high, and are you going to work perfectly on this? Second question. So first thing, I would like to answer why DevOps boom in the market. For example, I am a I have a new idea that I want to launch an application. I have a new idea like I want to go with a kind of OTT streaming application or a food delivery application for the biryani and all. I need an application. What I'll do, I'll hire a freelancer like me or somewhere, and I'll ask him that I'll give my idea. Hey, could you please develop an application? He'll do code and plan and an application, and I have to deploy that application. Where I have to deploy that application on my own server. Own server. So own server, you have to buy 30,000 or 50,000 or 1 lakh rupee, and you need to deploy it. You don't know, you're not technical person. So how do you do all these configurations? Your own server, right? So since you are already focusing on the business, you don't know about the technical things. What do? You go to a vendor. So he is already having these servers and everything. Well, he's having all the servers. In Hyderabad itself, we have many managed mini data centers. We'll go to the a vendor who is maintaining at least 100 servers or 200 servers or 50 servers, and we'll ask him, hey, could you please host my application in your server? Then I'll do my business. So that vendor guy will deploy an application here. He'll deploy an application here, and he will connect to the internet. And you have to do a promotions in Instagram or Facebook or somewhere, and people are coming to you. They're hitting your application. They're logging in. They're checking everything. What products you have. What the type of selling you are doing, and if they really like, buy it also. For according to your plan, premium planning, that guy is allocated only 2 servers to you, for example, and the application is day by day increasing, and this servers is not enough for your application because it is creating a lot of data. It needs many servers. So the servers are not up and running for your application. Your application cannot run actively. So you need server capacity because application is getting a lot of user data because many people are logging into the application. So that time you have to again scale up the premium. But this vendor is a small vendor, is only having 2 servers. Now how? There's a problem. You need to set up your own data center for that. Okay, so you have took one building lease and you buy all the servers because you're growing, and you are setting up your data center. You hired a network engineer as well as others engineer, and they are make sure that application is up and running in the internet. The application is up and running, and all of a sudden some fire accident happen in this. Your application is down, right? How do you go and take backup? No. To take backup whenever some incident happen, you need to replicate the same data center maintaining 100 kilometers, for example. And here also you'll be having same thing. So in between the connectivity, you have to take an ISP connection. ISP connection means Vodafone, Airtel, Geo. You have to take a connection, easy line connection. With that, you will connect these 2 data centers. Okay, for this also you're paying, and whenever this one is down and this one is will be up, the same application will be deployed here. Best example is Hyderabad Metro Rail. Uppal is the main one, and Miapur is the secondary. Primary is Uppal, and secondary is the Miapur. What happens here when all your ticket operationals and whatever the system softwares are working in the metro, right? Those are all working from the Uppal itself, the Uppal servers. If Uppal is down, automatically that is going to switch out to the Mayapur. This is a secondary standby we call. So this will be a standby, and whenever got an issue, it automatically switch out to the second one. So this process we called as DC and DR, means data center and disaster recovery. Data center and disaster. Why I'm telling this much confidently? Because I went and I did confidently. So Uppal is the primary one and Miapur is the secondary one. Same way happens to every bank and every company when they are having their own data center. We, as me, because I am also building my application, my product, I'm doing a business. I need to maintain two data centers again, right? And these two also got affected because Hyderabad got big environmental hazard like earthquake or flood something. Both buildings are got crashed. Then how can I take the backup? That is the biggest challenge. So I have to maintain one more data center again at the Chennai location. Like this, you are completely investing your money and time on the maintaining the data center. When you are going to invest your money and time for the application promotion, when you promote only you will get the returns. Then you can maintain the data centers. So here you are wasting a lot of investments on the maintaining the groundwork. So this is the biggest challenge to the customer owners who are maintaining the business. Taking this consideration, there is a new technology came, that is cloud technology. Okay, cloud technology. The first one, Microsoft and Amazon are there already. GCP also there, but later they have enhanced their idea. First, AWS came with a new idea. So what AWS telling? I have created this kind of data centers all over the world, like around 23 plus regions, 24 regions. In one region, there will be a 10 data centers, more than that. They are not directly disclose the number, but more than 10 data centers in a region. Means in each country, more than 10 data centers. Each data center at least 50 acres. More than that only, I'm just telling you minimum value. 50 acres they build. And even in Hyderabad itself, we have Amazon data center. Okay. So Amazon is created a many data centers across the world, and they have connected to the internet service providers through the oceans as well. Internet is going to work through the wire only. The India, how the internet is working, and one country to another country, how internet is working, it's working through the ocean cables, submarine cables we have inside. With that, all the data centers from one country to another country also working. So he has connected all the data centers across the world like this. And there will be a common point. This common point called as portal or a console called portal, www.aws.com, just like this, raju.com, google.com. So all these data centers are interconnected, and all these data centers are interconnected, and each one is connected to. And as a engineers, we are logging here, and we are logging into this data center, and we are building our application, servers and everything. So once we build servers and everything, here we need to deploy. Here we need to deploy our application. Now see, customer is facing challenge of maintaining the own data center. That's why he wants to migrate to the cloud, because a cloud like this, he has connected multiple data centers across the world, and this is a common portal where we can log in and we can do configuration virtually. No need of any physical engineer. No need to go and physically we need to plug in or do something. No needed. Okay. So virtually you can see it with your mouse clicks only. You can configure your servers, you can deploy your application. And by selecting the cloud technology, it is a very cheaper. First thing, budget and your whatever you're paying to the data center is quite high, but paying to the cloud cheaper, too cheaper. Pay as you go model will be there. What is a pay as you go? For example, pay as you in your own data center case, your own data center case, you are buying a server. That server with 50,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupees, you are buying a server and then you are deploying an application. An application got failed. What do you do? Only application needed 1 GB only or 2 GB. Rest of the GB is wasted. You're buying 50,000 K, 50,000 or 1 lakh, you're wasting money. Don't want like that. You want a server for the rental base. To get the server rental based, you can get from the AWS. That is a pay as you go. If you're using a server for 1 hour, pay for 1 hour only. If you're using 10 minutes, pay for 10 minutes only. Using 2 hours, pay for 2 hours only. Like this, very cheaper in budget. Pay as you go model. Every cloud is having Azure, GCP, and AWS. Every cloud is having, and among this, AWS is quite cheaper than the Azure and than the GCP. Not in one service. Comparing with all the services, AWS is quite easy and cheaper. So that's why AWS is boom in the market. And now I'm migrating to the my own data center to the cloud side. What I'm migrating? Ultimately, I'm just migrating my application. I'm just migrating my application here to the cloud. Is it good way to migrate? First thing first advantage is pay as you go. Means the budget is very less. Am I get the security? Yes, you will get the good security. And you will get a high availability. Yes, you will get a high availability. In one region, in one availability zone, in one data center, if you deployed your application, Amazon data center also may be effect for fire accident, may be effect for flood, or may be effect for anything. Then how this is going to be take a backup? You can take a backup from the next region or from the next availability zone. So there will be availability zone and backup feature is there. So if you deploy your application, you can take a backup in the AWS cloud or Azure cloud or GCP. This feature is there to migrate into the cloud. The second question is scalability. Am I get the scalability if I move my application? That means previous case, I have two servers and my application is creating a lot of data. I need one more server to handle my application. So this should be happen automatically. So in the physical terms, an engineer need to go and create this server and configure and everything. It is going to take 1 hour of time. The physical case. But in the cloud case, automatically it will be going to create one more server according to your load, according to your users logging into the application. So this is going to done automatically. So these many advantages are there. That's why all the customers are moving towards the cloud. Instead of maintaining their own data center, they're moving to the cloud. So these are the advantages. First thing, when a customer is moving from data center to the cloud, the customer is not technical, and whatever the engineers are there, they are data center engineers, and they don't know about the cloud. And company push them to learn the cloud because they want to move to the cloud, and they're not finding the good resource. What they'll do? They'll approach companies like TCS or Infosys or Capgemini or Cognizant or Tech Mahindra. They'll approach these companies and they'll ask that, hey, I have a project that I want to migrate this application from the data center to the cloud. Do you have resource? Then the TCS, Tech Mahindra, all these guys are already going to hire. If though they're not hired, they'll say that we have done this many project deliveries on the migration part, data center to the cloud side. will provide you the uh, resources to do your work like this. They'll get the quotation. That's how the projects are come to these companies. They'll search for the companies. This is a service. They need a service from a one company. This company will hire an engineers, cloud engineers, who we are the cloud engineers. These companies are going to hire us and making us to work for this kind of clients. Now the jobs are creating, right? That's why jobs are creating. Still many migrations are going. Still many migrations are going from data center to the cloud side moving. That's why the jobs are creating. After application move to the cloud, for example, my application is deployed the cloud. Is it going to be an ideal? There are many competitors outside. Is it going to be an ideal? When this application is deployed, it is having a version of v1.1.1. v1.1.1. Okay, when application is deployed on the cloud, this is a version. We know that cloud is a factory and application is migrated to it. I need to update my application. The new features, new development happen. Continuously new development happens because competitors are there in the market. They're updating and they're upgrading, they're attracting the users. That's why we need to also do continuous development. We need to attract the people. So we'll do the application upgrade. Then who will going to do this upgrade? A developer will do this upgrade. Okay. Then who is going to deploy this code again? The cloud. Who is going to deploy? Developer is only doing the development. But who is going to deploy on the cloud? Creating servers and deploying this application after development done. Who is going to do? DevOps engineer is going to do. When an application is moved to the cloud, it is not going to be an ideal. It is going to be continuous development and continuous deployment and continuous integration. That's why whenever you see DevOps, you will get a definition: continuous development, continuous integration, continuous delivery, continuous deployment, continuous monitoring. That is DevOps. Now developer is doing some development and this development things are going to deploy by the DevOps engineer. So that's why it is ops. We are doing operational DevOps. The application is not added on the cloud. This activity is taken by the a DevOps engineer. When an application is moved to the cloud, we need to must and should do the DevOps activity. Otherwise, the application will not be up and active, and the application will not run on the cloud. There will be an engineer, DevOps engineer. That's why the jobs are high in the market. The jobs are high in the market, and they are getting high pay equal to a developer. Developer or DevOps engineers are revenue generator to any company. You can take any company. They are the revenue generators. If these two guys works only, then a tester works. Then only a tester works. Who will be the third person? Third person is a tester. And now take it as a consideration. There are four pillars of the software development applications. Four pillars. First is dev. Second is a DevOps. Third is a DB engineers, data engineers. And the fourth is tester. These guys are four pillars to a software development lifecycle application. Any business is running right now in the software industry. These guys are four pillars. If one guy is not working properly, then none of the companies not works properly. No application will not works properly. These candidates are revenue generators. If these candidates works only, this engineer works only, the business runs and they'll get the profits. Otherwise, no. Imagine if a developer is not there, will the product is ready? Imagine if a DevOps is not there, will the product is going to be successful and up and running in the servers in the cloud or whatever, wherever the data center? No. Imagine there is a DBA candidate is not there, who need to manage SQL databases and many other things. Imagine if a tester not there. Developer is with a high confidence, he'll build an application, but it is having a lot of bugs. Who is going to rectify those things? A tester. So these are the four pillars of software industry. Without them, the industry will not work. Four pillars. We are the revenue generators. Okay, that's why we get high packages. And among these four pillars, three pillars only getting high package. Tester is getting a very low package. Okay, DBA, DevOps, and Dev. These candidates are getting high package. Testers, competition is quite high. That's why the demand is down. From the starting onwards, many people are doing manual testing, automation testing, many things. But uh, testing phase was enhanced in automated way. For automation testers, getting good package, but again, not equal to the dev. So in data engineering, not DBA, data engineering, you will get the same equal package as the DevOps and Dev. So these three profiles and domains are getting high package because this requirement is there. Need to fill a lot of positions. That's why hiring is creating every year 3 times. And who are fit to this course and who are fit to learn this one? Candidates who are doing non-IT, they can come to this DevOps. Not only DevOps, cloud and DevOps. Always mix this term. Now, DevOps is not a separate term. It's a cloud and DevOps. If you go to Kukatpalli or Amirpet somewhere, they'll say cloud and separate and DevOps is separate. Not like that. But when you're attending interviews and when you are in the company, you'll get to know cloud and DevOps is a combination. The combination. There is no separate DevOps. DevOps is a method and cloud is a technology. So who are doing non-IT, they can come to the cloud and DevOps because very easy to understand. Easy to understand first thing, and if you put some efforts, you'll get the job on it. There is no code in it. There will be scripting. I'll tell you the difference. There is no code, but there will be scripting. There's a lot of difference between coding and scripting. I'll tell you the difference. Non-IT people can easily come to the cloud and DevOps and you can reshape yourself and find the job easy. First, we are going to learn from the very scratch, from networking to the advanced application deployments. Learning DevOps, you'll get multiple skills. You'll get get AWS cloud. Not only one cloud, you'll get different cloud knowledge. You'll get some coding knowledge as well, code language, and as well as deployment management, build and release. And you're also going to learn about testing. You're going to work with them in different phases. So you are going to touch most of the things. You're going to work as SRE, then it will be a very good position to you. You'll touch all the areas. You'll manage the production. Okay. You'll touch many skills, help you to get the job in the whole world. Whichever the country you go, if you put the DevOps skills, you'll get a job. Non-IT and who are doing software. Software. They'll say they are the software engineers. They are just a software engineers. And they don't know themselves that in what domain they are going to. Best example, freshers. Take companies like Tech Mahindra, Infosys. They're going to the colleges who are doing. They'll hire a bulk students. The bulk students will come. They'll be on the bench. They'll be on the bench. They'll take some trainings, and one project will come. They'll put into the application support APS. They feel like they are a developer software engineers, but they do work of normal work, which is application support. They don't even touch code also. They will not even have access to the GitHub, but they are a developer, software engineers, application support. Their knowledge stops there itself only. They will not grow. After a year of means they'll find a comfort zone after 1 year or after 2 years. See yourself, don't know anything. And again, if you want to restart your career with the technical, you'll find a hard time again. So software engineers companies are doing like this. Even TCS and Tech Mahindra and Infosys, Cognizant, many companies are doing the same thing. They'll take the freshers, 3.5, 4.2 package, they'll put it into the application support. And few people are going to be in a technical projects, they are lucky. 90-80% are like this application. So those people are fit into it. And again, DBA candidates fit into it, know about databases and SQL who learn about it, and they can also move to the DevOps. It is an added advantage to you. You'll get a high package. You're going to handle both the operations, data operations and DevOps operations. You'll get a high package. And the network engineers or a desktop engineers. So these engineers are fit to come to DevOps side because network engineers and DevOps engineers, desktop engineers are the key actually, but they'll understand very easily rather than others because they know the networking terms, they'll understand the cloud terms very easily. And who are fit to it? BTech candidates. It can be any branch. You are a triple E, civil, whatever. BTech candidates are eligible, and as well as degree candidates. Degree candidates also. Just need a degree, not a BTech, not a degree or BE something. You need a just degree, and if you learn, you can move to the DevOps side. The freshers, many openings are there. So these candidates are fit to run this course and get the job. Your profile should be clean and white title, then you will get a high package. Just need to show up. And what you're going to learn through this course? You're going to learn 6 real-time projects like how a Netflix and Hotstar this applications are working. Those kind of applications we really going to deploy. You're going to watch the videos as well, and how the phone pay applications, Google Pay applications are working. You're going to do a payment to me as well. So like this kind of projects we are going to do monolithic and microservice, and everyday recording sessions you will get, and live mentorship there. There will be a mentor whenever you're stuck in any lab or project. They'll help you to clear your doubts. And interview preparation, the end of the course, I'll tell you how to crack the interviews and how you yourself present in the, and resume building. I'll prepare your resume and job assistance completely real time. So whatever the syllabus I have mentioned, if you're not seen syllabus, please go to this link, TP tiny URL, talk and meet. So this URL, you'll get a syllabus and you'll get a WhatsApp link also where you'll get an updates to join in this. This is syllabus. The advanced syllabus where I'm concentrating GitHub Actions, GitLab CI/CD, which are boom in the market right now, modern DevOps and deployment strategies as well. The highlight of this course is ChatGPT and Python scripting. I'll tell you the ChatGPT how you can use for your work and how you can get done your complex task with ChatGPT in a very advanced way. And Python scripting also I'll teach along with the Shell and Linux. There will be 6 real-time projects in training. And what are the things are going to happen in the real time industry, the same environment I'm going to replicate. I'll be replicating the same environment to our classes, and you're going to learn Jira as well, Jira ticketing tool, how the ticket will move from one phase to another, how the workflow will go, how your manager will talk with you, how your team leader will talk with you, how you have to behave with the client and the your office system. So everything I'm going to teach you program from the scratch to the end. Expert. You'll get a knowledge 3 years candidates. How a 3 years candidate will be look like? 3 years experience candidate. After my course, to reach this, you can simply show your talent and whatever the knowledge you have here. Also, we provide you job assistance. Provide you with that. It is very easy for you to crack the interview. Done with my demo, guys. If you have any questions, open for the guidance also. So the demo today, and regular classes are going to start tomorrow, Monday, 8 p.m. 5 days free classes. Then you have to enroll for the course. Don't miss out. It's an advanced course. There is a job ready program. Trust me, after this program, attend 5 interviews, get a good package. And we have many success friends join, and they'll also come and tell you fact, ask them that's as well. Their offer letter. We have many good track record, successful. Can do investigation also. So from 8 p.m. from tomorrow 8 p.m. IST regular classes are starting. Fine. If you have any question, you can.